Although termites aren't the most majestic creatures, they sure do build impressively tall skyscrapers, towers of dirt that can top 30 feet. If humans built a tower the same number of times our height, it would top out at around 3,600 feet. For comparison, the current tallest building, the Burj Khalifa, is around 2,717 feet. For those unaware of architecture, the most famous nature-inspired architecture comes from Mick Pierce, a Zimbabwean architect whose designs model termite mounds. The story goes that around the same time Pierce was commissioned to design the Eastgate Center, a retail and office building in Harare, Zimbabwe, he spotted some termite mounds with many tiny holes. I thought it must be the optimum shape and form for using the natural forces of the climate, and this is where we'll save a lot of energy, said McPierce. Pierce suspected that chimneys in the top of the mound circulate hot air through its top, while cool air remains in the bottom of the mound where the queen hangs out. Further studies confirmed Pierce to be correct. But what has all this got to do with our buildings? Well, Pierce and his team of engineers incorporated the termite mound design into a new building. The building is 2 towers connected by an atrium. At the bottom of each tower is a small arsenal of fans that push cool ground-level air up through a series of ducts. In doing so, the hot air is pushed upwards from each floor towards the building's chimneys. Termites aren't the only animals that have inspired a better living choice for us. Pravin Bewakapur, a professor of architecture at the University of Cincinnati, along with biologist Daphne Fischer-Lippens, took inspiration from 2 heat and humidity resilient creatures, the African reed frog and the Hercules beetle. You see, the African reed frog is usually gray or beige, but in hot weather, its skin color changes to white to reflect as much light as possible away from its body. Likewise, the Hercules beetle's outer layers adapt to its environment. In humid weather, a layer of pores beneath the skin absorbs moisture from the surrounding air. Bewakapur and Fischer-Lippens simulated how much energy an average 3-story office building in Chicago could save if it were outfitted with a heat-reflecting exterior like the African reed frog and a hydrogel layer in the building that absorbs moisture, like the Hercules beetle. According to their study, that Chicago office building could reduce its air conditioning energy use by 66% with these modifications. It's clear that architects, engineers, and scientists can learn a lot from other organisms. As Bewakapur stated, "What I appreciate in these organisms is their natural adaptability," he says. "That is something we can learn from."
In the Pokot tribe of northern Kenya, termite mounds are individually owned by the men and are passed on to their sons just like any other valuable possession.